Kirk Cousins, MVP, MVP. All right, welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I'm Onebar with Lupagus, and this is a very optimistic episode. Kirk Cousins getting some MVP love from a handful of pretty well-known NFLites.
Yeah, I'd say famous NFLites. I don't think I'd ever say NFLites, to be honest with you. But before we talk about that, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the vids. Again, join the Patreon, whatever you can do to support us. Support LiftBridge, everything. We appreciate everybody who has subscribed so far and can't wait for the next 7,500 subscribers.
Hell yes, we're going to be live tonight, horned up, 7 o'clock. Also live after the game. On Sunday, we'll be giving away a jersey, giving away, if they win, a jersey. If they lose, a Yeti mug. So be sure to join us right after the game. Come on, give your stud and turd. But one thing is not a turd, Kirk Cousins.
Well, and speaking of horned up, what got me horned up was Kyle Brandt's rant this morning when he revealed his MVP pick, and it was Kirk Cousins. If you haven't not watched that, definitely go on to Twitter. It's all over the place. Kyle Brandt, my God, it got me so pumped up, got me so horned up. I was ready to just start screaming Kirk Cousins' name at the top of my lungs.
Well, and the reason this is so fantastic is just, I mean, this isn't normal. I mean, Kirk Cousins is not a guy that generally is getting any sort of MVP love, and it's like the perfect, everybody's saying the same thing. So Kyle Brandt, I saw Kyle Brandt, Michael Irvin, and somebody else predicting him to be the NFL MVP. But, I mean, where do we start?
Well, I mean, first thing you got to start, is it possible? Well, number one, you look at, what he can do and what he has done. He threw for, 4,500 yards-ish last year.
Oh, I got it.
Well, put up his numbers if you have it.
Well, let's before we look at him, let's look at the previous 3 MVPs. Let's see what we're dealing with here. And here's the last 3 MVPs. And when you look at the numbers, obviously those are beautiful.
Well, yeah, it's the numbers, and it's also teams that are winning. So that's the other thing you got to factor in. Kirk Cousins isn't going to be the MVP if the Vikings go 7-9. I mean, that's just the way it is. The NFL, they reward you with Hall of Fame if you have a Super Bowl, reward you with the MVP if you have a team that's winning, it's in the playoffs. So that's number one that has to happen. The Vikings have to be a winning football team.
Absolutely. I mean, look at this, 13-4, 13-3, 14-2. I mean, very, very good teams. When you look at Aaron Rodgers' numbers last year, I mean, the 37 touchdowns and 4,100 yards, it's not like that's insane. I mean, that's nothing crazy. Lamar Jackson's year was insane. I mean, that's crazy, his rushing yards. But it's all about the winning, and I'm glad you said that because Kirk Cousins, even last year, comparing it to Aaron Rodgers' numbers, here's Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
That's some damn good numbers. But when you look at that record, that's disgusting.
Yeah, those are very, very good numbers. And you have to factor in, he's playing with a coach that hates his guts, hates his soul, probably just ripping on him every chance he can get. We saw that thing almost explode over in the Lions game when they almost got into a fight on the field.
Yeah.
And now you look at this new offensive scheme, a guy who's got his back, a head coach who has his back, an offense that's going to be throwing the ball a ton. Kirk Cousins' numbers should be even better.
It will be. Another reason, I mean, it is, like Kyle Brandt said, it's the perfect thing. New coach. He's got all the weapons in the world. Confidence is high. Just a whole new feel there with the Vikings. But what I like about it is getting the ball into, like, Dalvin Cook's hands in the air. I mean, I think these running backs, I think these receivers that we have, even with Irv Smith coming back, there's going to be so much opportunity to just absolutely load his stats.
Yeah. And, I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility. I mean, those numbers that he put up last year are very, very doable again. There's no reason he shouldn't obtain those numbers again, if not be, twice as good. It's just those wins have to come. So that's going to go to that head.
You see twice as good as he have 66 touchdowns?
No, I meant like, I guess I was thinking of the years he was
66 touchdowns will definitely be MVP. He could be 0-17.
Everything is in his favor for him to achieve this and to do it. And would it be a surprise? Sure, it'd be a surprise. Like Kyle Brandt showed, he showed some guys down the line that had it. What was his name? Rich Gannon was one back in like 02. 16 was Matt Ryan. So you don't have to be this sexy name, this big Hollywood name like an Aaron Rodgers or a guy like Lamar Jackson who can do it with his legs as well as his arm. Kirk Cousins can do it. Again, the Vikings have to win, but we've seen him put up enough MVP-esque numbers already. Just get those wins with that, maybe a little more yards, a little more touchdowns. I think he can definitely do it.
Vikings will have to win the North. And speaking of Rich Gannon, I remember early 90s, wee young lad wearing my Anthony Carter jersey, and Rich Gannon comes out. They do a flea flicker to Anthony Carter right down like the 1 or 2 yard line. figured Rich Gannon was the next Dan freaking Marino. It's wrong.
No, he was like the first Brad Johnson.
He was. And also in the comments, who was not counting Adrian Peterson, who was the last Viking to win MVP? Throw that thing down in the comments.
Wow, it's a great question.
It is. Think hard, you'll get it. But before we wrap it up, it also just all the hate Kirk Cousins gets. I mean, people either love him or they hate him. I think it's fair to say that you and I enjoy him quite a bit. I mean,
yeah, we're much closer to the love side of things than we are the hate. I mean, on the scale, we're way on this end. So
yeah, but it's just good to see him get some attention. I mean, hell yeah, let's put some pressure on him, baby.
Well, and he deserves it. And let's hope he goes out and lives up to it and plays with some extra edge. You know, we heard him drop the F-bomb in camp. I want to see that Kirk Cousins out there. The Kirk Cousins who's going to be a badass, taking shots, going through the jugular, not being happy with, running it on 3rd and 6 for 2 yards. Going attacking. I want the attacking Kirk Cousins.
I want this Sunday when he throws his 7th touchdown against the Packers just to look at their bench.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe even show them his privates.
Oh, my God. All right, comments below. Is this a pipe dream? Does Cousins have a chance? What do you think? Or who's going to be your MVP? A lot of Russell Wilson chatter out there, too. Aaron Rodgers still. He'll always
That's
be in
right.
the conversation, but let's ride.
Yeah, there's lots of options out there, but Kirk Cousins definitely in the mix. You cannot deny that, whether you love the Vikings or not. And while you're thinking about Kirk Cousins being the MVP, remember this. A day on Venus lasts longer than a year on Venus.